Continuing where we left off on the deep dive into Moses Hacmon's most toxic relationship. And remember last time we were on this podcast where they said they had some big announcement, but we really yet to hear any kind of announcement other than the fact that he's her boyfriend now and they were trying to potentially look for a house together. Now, remember last time when we left off, they were arguing, or I guess discussing, about Trisha's desire to dress like a Muslim man and dress like she's involved in Muslim culture, and Moses was telling her why she was not allowed to do that. So let's see how that conversation continued to go.
Because they're not as open to it as we are.
But like, if I truly mean this, I wouldn't do it as a mocking. I wouldn't do it for only. I would like literally do it because it's like a pretty scarf. It has a cool pattern. Like it's pretty around the head.
Look, I'll give an example. If you're in Israel and you walk.
So really quick, she says that she wouldn't do it mockingly, that she would just do it because it's pretty. But the reason why I don't believe that is because I feel like she would do it and then cosplay, like role play as some character or something. I don't think she would just wear it to wear it, which again, he's trying to explain to her that it's different in that culture, that it's more of a, you have to respect their attire, but she doesn't really understand it. So she's arguing like, why can't I do it? What if I just do it in this way to like do little loopholes? And remember, in the end, she ends up doing it anyway.
Walk in Jerusalem in an area of the Orthodox Jews, like they're really extreme Orthodox, right? And you walk dressed like this. They might spit at you. They'll definitely look away. They won't look at you. They might say a bad word. So I mean, in every culture, the extremist, right, in that religion, they will come at you. So same thing with Muslims. So again, the extremist religious ones, just the fact that you have on and your Instagram and the way, so they connect all of it together. So for them, you cannot represent them.
Also, really quick, I wonder why she's so surprised about him saying that they would spit at her, because she has claimed, which again I believe is a lie, she has claimed that a Jewish man once spit at her on the street. I don't know if she stole this story after Moses just said this or if she said it before. I'll have to relook into that. But she definitely makes that accusation against a Jewish man who supposedly spit at her. But anyway, Moses is trying to explain to her that the reason why it would be disrespectful is because she doesn't represent that culture at all. So her donning a piece of attire that does represent the culture is disrespectful because none of her values essentially line up with their values. So it's kind of like mockery in and of itself just for her to wear it, period. I don't think she's going to understand that, though. He's trying to explain as best as he can. He's even sitting there like, you know, because she's very like, do what she wants. She doesn't understand why she can't do whatever she wants. Again, this is the same woman who argued that she should be allowed to say the N word, and she called it racist against white people to not be able to say it. So this is that same woman.
Sing songs because I'm white, which, okay, I'll just get into this tweet because this is where then people are like, no, Trisha's not good. I feel like, because I was saying, that feels racist to me. Like, you're not white, so you can't sing that song. Okay.
That would be shameful. That would be problematic.
Teddy Fresh is made by two Jews.
Again, they're not religious or extremist.
They're from Israel, or she's from Israel. So if I wore Teddy Fresh in Israel, it'd spit on me. I'm like, your people made this.
They will spit on my sister too. That's what I'm saying. Like the extreme religious.
She's so combative when he's just trying to explain that this is just like the culture and how people are and like what it's like. But she's getting so offended as if she can single-handedly change the entire way that people look at each other. Like she's like, I'm wearing Teddy Fresh. I am associated with Moses and Elah, as if Moses and Elah represent the entirety of Israel. It's just so strange.
People don't see anyone. Yeah, they don't like me for sure.
Wait, why? What do you do?
I look like the guy they didn't like.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so they just don't like Jesus over there, the Orthodox ones? Why? What's her issue? Why can't they just like accept, okay, whatever, some people like him?
I guess for them, that's where everything went wrong. You know, like suddenly, like before that, everyone were Jews, and suddenly there's like a whole new hippie culture.
I don't know why, but I will say this is probably the most entertaining Moses has ever been. The way he just described that was actually funny. And I feel like Moses tries to be funny all the time and he's like never funny, but that was actually funny that he's like, she's like, why don't they like you? And he's like, I look like the guy they don't like. Jesus. And then she goes, why do they not like him or whatever? And he's like, I think it's because he represents where everything started to go wrong for them. Like, I don't know why I find that so funny the way Moses just phrased that. But I also find it funny that he always talks about how he looks like Jesus. Like it's just knowing just knowing Moses' narcissistic history, I always just think like, is he intentionally trying to look like Jesus just to like be able to say that he looks like him and he is him? Because remember, Moses thinks that he's the actual Moses. So it's just something that always crosses my mind.
Called Christianity.
Oh my god, this is reminding me of something not off topic, but off topic. I was asking him. I don't even know how this came up. Oh my god, once again, me just like because I really am so fat. You are someone new to me. Like I've never just like I've definitely never dated someone like you, but also just like I don't know people from the Middle East, so I think it's so interesting. But anyways, I was like, oh, do all Israeli guys look like? Oh, because we were watching the like if you date an Israeli man, and I was like, oh, all these Israeli guys kind of look similar to me. They kind of looked like they had the beards and like this other guy that I follow on.
Again, this kind of confuses me because Trisha has claimed that she's dated, because she's acting like Moses is the first non just like Caucasian guy that she's ever dated. But she has claimed in the past that she dated an Arab man, and she's claimed that she's dated black men and Hispanic men. She's claimed a lot of things that just aren't ringing very true, especially since she has openly admitted to fearing all those men. Like she has openly admitted to fearing black men and Hispanic men.
TikTok and I'm like, they all look like, but I'm like, you don't look like that. And I'm like, do people look like you over there? And then you were like, well, some people, or like I stand over there. And then I typed in hot Israeli men, and they were all these like gorgeous models. And I was like, what? Were there all these models over in Israel? They were so hot. And I think Moses got a little jealous.
I feel like she's saying that though to make him jealous. This is kind of the same thing she would do with Jason Nash, where if he made a comment about anyone, she'd be so mad. But she was allowed to make comments like this all the time. Like if Jason were to so much as even look at another woman, not even like interested romantically, but just like glance at someone walking by him, she'd be like, "Oh, what? You're checking her out?" But then meanwhile, she can do things like this, like she just did with Moses, where she's like, I looked up hot men and oh my God, they're so hot. But if Moses ever said, oh, I just looked up hot white women and they're so hot, she would lose her mind. It's a hypocritical thing that she does where it's only okay for her, but it's not okay for her partners to do. And I think she does it on purpose to try to make them jealous, to make them think like her interest is elsewhere. But I don't think they ever care because her partners don't care as much as she does. Her partners always seem to be like older men, like in their 40s, who just aren't like that. They're not immature enough to be like, oh my God, you called another guy hot that like you're never going to meet. Meanwhile, she's very insecure and very in touch with her jealous feelings and possessive feelings that it does bother someone like her.
No, I think it went to a Pinterest page that was all models.
So cute.
But no, what I was trying to tell you is that people in Israel come from all over the world. So it's not one look. You'll find blondes with blue eyes. You'll find light skin, dark skin. Like people come from all over the world.
What are you though? You're like mixed. What's your parents?
North Africa and Turkey.
So you're like Morocco,
Turkey,
Tunisia.
Tripoli, Libya, and which is next to Morocco. But Turkey is closer to Europe. So my mom has green eyes and light skin.
Right.
And my dad had brown eyes and dark skin. I have the colors of my dad.
I feel like when he brought up how some of the people in Israel could be like blonde haired, blue eyes, or like how his mom has green eyes, whatever, I feel like that ruins the little like toy aspect for her because she even goes, yeah, but what are you? Like you're mixed with something, right? Like you're different. Like she loves that he's not blonde hair, blue eye, just like, her vibe. She likes that he's different. That's why she always says like, oh, you're different to me. You're like a toy. You're like my Middle Eastern toy. She likes that. I don't think she probably would like it. Maybe it was blonde hair, blue eyes because that's her type. But I think she likes this, like, she can think of it as like exotic and different. And she likes that it's different. Also, I kind of find it funny that he started moving on topics to like different things, and he's like, "Oh yeah, they could be like blonde hair, blue eyes," and she was like, "They were so cute." Like she again, like just can like could not drop the subject. Like they're just so cute. She's really trying to make him jealous, I think. But Moses does not get jealous, or he does get jealous, but just not of her and what she wants him to get jealous of. He gets jealous of things like his sister and his brother-in-law and their success.
And mixture of the features with my mom.
Yeah, I feel like our babies look so good. Like these models like literally look like our babies. I was like, oh my god, our babies are so pretty.
But yeah, you'll be surprised when you go to Israel. You'll be like, oh wow, like these are Israelis.
Shout out! Oh my, what's her name? Nettie. Is that her
Netta?
name?
I do think it's funny though. Didn't their kids end up looking all pretty much exactly like her? Although I think one of them seems to similarly have Moses' features, but they all just look like carbon copies of her. Like I'm pretty sure all three just look identical, like carbon copies of like little Trisha Paytas faces.
Netta. Netta! I want you at our wedding on Israel. Iliad and Netta, my two TikTok Israeli pop stars. And I want a men's choir, and we don't know their name, but I like this men's choir, and they sing really pretty Israeli songs, Hebrew songs, whatever. I want them to sing too. And there's another older lady who sings really pretty Hebrew songs. I want her too. Do you remember her? And you're like, oh yeah, she's very famous. What's her name?
There was one like
I don't think any of these people actually do end up coming to their wedding. I could be wrong though. But remember, she does throw the wedding during the middle of like quarantine, so that's kind of wild.
Shoshana Damari.
Oh yeah, I think that was her.
Multiple weddings, by the way.
And there's
Sababa.
many. Sababa.
So if you want to perform at an Israeli wedding, Netta and Iliad, she has a great song that's like, "Walker, walk, 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 walk. I'm not your walker, walk, walk, I'm not your toy. Bum, 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 you stupid boy." Moses hates that.
So why does that kind of sound like a bop? Like even I want to listen to that song now. Also, I find it funny how Moses is so like how happy he is whenever she talks about anything having to do with like Israel or liking it or being entertained by it. I genuinely think that he appreciates how much she likes where he comes from and his culture. I think he genuinely gets a kick out of it. And it would be nice if she could just appreciate it in a non mocking way. Because I'm sure it is cool for people from Israel to see that, oh, this, like, this, like, like pseudo celebrity promotes us, whatever. But the problem is that she mocks everything. That's what I'm saying. Like, she doesn't just shine a light, like, oh, Muslim culture, Jewish culture, any culture. She doesn't just shine a light, like, oh, look how beautiful this culture is. She, like, mocks it. And that's the issue. And she doesn't just appreciate it. She ends up just, like, disrespecting it because she goes too far. I feel like if she just was, like, a fan and she didn't go so hard on it, it'd be, like, nobody would even bat an eye. But it's just that she goes to extremes with it.
That song.
No, don't say that.
Well, you don't. What don't you like? You don't like the TikTok.
You're just not my style. Don't. But putting the word hate is just not.
Okay, yeah, you don't like that word. Oh my god. Anyways, whatever.
What?
I love this saying, but I know this is the
What?
one. Wait.
Say it.
Yeah, I'm like Moses because I'm like, what? Why did she have such a strong reaction? But then she didn't tell anyone what the reaction was about. It's like she had a thought in her head, and then it just she wanted to like share it with him, but then not share it with us. I guess we'll see if she ends up sharing it.
I gotta look at my notes.
But there was what was it like in Israeli entertainment? Like the Israeli.
Hayom Erua Mamash Meyuchad.
Okay, this is kind of like a small, subtle thing I just noticed, but he was literally speaking, and she just completely ignored it. I'm gonna go back to show you guys because it was like kind of rude. Watch. Wait. Okay.
What was it like in Israeli
Watch him. He's speaking.
entertainment? Like the Israeli.
Hayom Erua Mamash.
She doesn't even care. She just interrupts him and starts speaking over him. That's so rude. This is the thing I don't get about Trisha is like Moses is a person, but she doesn't really treat him like one. She's not very like respectful to him or of him. She'll just like if he's speaking, she'll start speaking over him. If he's doing anything, she just kind of dismisses what he's doing or dismisses his opinion and just shares her own or just will start talking over him. This isn't the first time she's done this, but this is one time I'm pointing it out to show like it's so rude. Because she's essentially saying that what she needs to say is more important than what he needs to say.
Mosh, mamash, mayuhak, mayuhad. Did I say it right?
Yeah, but most of your listeners will not know what you're saying.
Kusit. Ani kusit. You hate that word.
It's good you guys don't understand what you're saying.
He's like, oh, he's like, that's so vulgar.
Because everyone thinks I'm teaching.
I ask this every video, but if someone knows Hebrew, if they can let me know if Trisha's speaking it correctly or if she's not, because like I said, Moses always says that she's understandable, but Ethan says that she isn't, so I'm just genuinely curious. Also, this is a good point Moses is bringing up because I guess he doesn't like to be associated with her learning Hebrew, and at first I thought it was just because he didn't want to be associated with when he was trying to be sneaky and talking to her behind Ethan and Ela's back. But now he's making it clear that it's not so much that, it's that she says dirty things in Hebrew, and he doesn't want people to think, or even his family to think, that he's the one teaching her these dirty words. Kind of disrespecting the culture a little bit by just only teaching her the dirty words and that's it. But so he's trying to make that clear that that's not what he's doing. She's just teaching herself, and he's, I guess, just kind of telling her when she's right or wrong.
She knew all the bad words.
We did learn kus from somebody else. Who was that?
That video about Israelis,
Oh, they said kus?
it was so funny and true.
Yeah, it was actually kind of everything. No, but back to appropriating and blah, blah, blah. But I can wear a yarmulke.
Appropriated and blah blah, she says, because that's kind of what she views all appropriating as, is just blah blah. Again, she won't get off this topic because she really wants his permission to be able to appropriate not only his culture but every culture. So she's trying to get his permission so that she can continue to do it. I think she thinks that if she makes a good enough argument, he'll be like, oh yeah, that makes sense, and then she'll be able to do it. Not that it matters anyways, you guys, because in the end she does end up dressing however she wants, even on frenemies. So it doesn't, none of this stops her.
And no one takes offense to it.
So there's a lot of progressive Jews where women are now becoming rabbis and can,
Okay.
and also wear yarmulkes, right? So it's like a feminism within Judaism. So people do that. So it's not that out of place. But I don't know, again, I'm not Muslim. I don't know about their culture. I'm just respecting their culture.
But if I'm respecting it,
And I don't.
I think this is very telling between these two, is that Moses is saying, look, I don't know all of Muslim culture. I just know that I want to respect it. And Trish, on the other hand, is saying, I don't know Muslim culture, but I don't know why I can't do what they do and why it's a problem. So Moses is more bordering on the lines of, I just want to respect them. I'm not even going to dabble into anything that could potentially disrespect them. Whereas Trisha does not have the same concern. She doesn't care. Trisha doesn't care about that. She doesn't have the same empathy or consideration for other people. So Moses is trying to be I just don't want to disrespect anyone. Whereas Trisha is saying, I don't care if I do. Or how is that disrespectful? And even if she's told until people are blue in the face how it's disrespectful, it won't matter. She doesn't care.
Don't make jokes about it.
I want to make a joke about it. I want to wear it as a fashion. It looks pretty.
I think you're right about one thing. You said, I want a Muslim to come here and talk to them. That's what you
Do you
should
know
do.
any? No, you don't know any. Does anyone out there know anybody? Seriously, I really want a Muslim
You
here.
should hear directly from them how they.
Again, I don't really like the way that she talks about people. She's just I want a Muslim here. It's so off-putting to me. Can you imagine if she said that about any other person? It seems weird. I want a Hispanic here. I want a black person here. I want a whatever. I don't like it. It's strange. I do understand the desire to want to talk to someone from a different culture to ask the questions that you're curious about, but I just don't like the way that she speaks of people in general.
They feel about it, what they think
I
about
have
it.
Muslim followers. Oh God, if
For
you're
sure.
Muslim, please.
Because they reached out. They're the one that said,
Oh,
hey, we're.
really?
The other thing you could do is maybe on the, a story, people asking questions or people.
Muslim.
Oh, I noticed too that Moses was yeah, of course you have Muslim fans and Muslim viewers. Some of them reached out to me and told me that what I said was hurtful. That's what he's trying to say. But she doesn't really care about that, because if those same people reached out to her and told her that she was being hurtful, she wouldn't care. That's the difference between Moses. I will give him this one credit, is that at least back at this point, if he offended somebody, he seemed to want to fix that, whereas she never does. She's more so just full of constant excuses and deflects everything. And I'm going to do another video, I think probably today or tomorrow, about a recent situation where Trisha was confronted about offensive behavior and she blamed it all on, like, that was my past. That was when I was in a really dark place. And she kind of victimized herself when someone called her out, and it was pretty gross. But you guys will see that later.
Should I do male or female guest? Does it matter if I have a male Muslim or a female Muslim?
It probably does matter. I would have both.
No, to you.
Wait, what?
Look at her. She's so bad, wants to make him jealous, but he's just not jealous. Like, he thinks that she's trying to ask like a rational question, like, oh, well, who should I talk to get like the full scope of things? But that's not what she's asking. She's asking, well, should I have a male or a female? Because she wants him to not want her to be around other guys. She wants him to be possessive and jealous, but he's not. She wants him to be like she is when it comes to him, like where she wouldn't let other women around him. She wants him to be like, I don't want you to have a male guest here, but he's not going to do that because he's not threatened. He doesn't care.
What are you talking about? I missed it all together.
I think you care if it's a male guest or a female guest.
It's your podcast. You can have anyone.
Aww,
It's not only.
I feel
Like, what
feel
are you
like
planning to do with them?
no.
That's the thing, though. She does want to make him jealous. She wants Moses to think that any other guy that she talks to is like a potential threat to their relationship. That's why she was going so hard about the models being so cute and good looking, because she wants Moses to like worry a little bit about the possibility of losing her, even though he won't.
I feel like it get weird if it's like a guy versus like a trainer when we were talking about getting trainers, and you're like, oh, not a guy trainer, get a girl trainer. You did say that.
No.
You said it was like weird if I had a guy trainer.
No.
You did say that.
To conclude the cultural appropriation.
Wait, they just edited something out there. Did you see that jump cut? I'm gonna go back to show you.
As you can have anyone.
Aww,
It's not only.
I feel
Like, what
feel
are you
like
planning
you
to
get-
do with them?
no, I feel like it get weird if it's like a guy versus like a trainer when we were talking about getting trainers, and you're like, oh, not a guy trainer, get a girl trainer. You did say
Look at the
that.
jump cut. Wait.
No.
You said it was like weird if I had a guy trainer.
No.
You did say that.
To conclude the cultural.
See, there's a cut. It must have. I don't know what happened. Maybe he had her edit out something. Maybe she reminded him of what he said, and he didn't like how that came across, so he had her edit it out. But that was an obvious jump cut there. I don't necessarily know if I believe that Moses cared that much about her having a guy trainer, because I don't think Moses is the jealous type. Like, she's tried to make him jealous like 5 times already in this one episode alone, and he has not bit at all. He just doesn't seem to care. Even when he mentions the OF thing, he still was around when she was doing OF collabs with literally other men. Like, I'm pretty sure Moses does not care as much as she thinks he does. If he did, she probably wouldn't have done those collabs in the first place.
Appropriation.
Why are we
thing.
concluding it?
The thing is, talk about your culture. Don't talk for other people. Like,
Okay, see? She goes, why are we ending this? I want permission from you to appropriate culture. Why do we have to end this conversation? And he's trying to be like, just talk about your own culture. Don't talk about what other people can't do, blah, blah. Like, he's back on that thing where, I guess, remember when he said some woman scolded him for making, I forgot what he said that they were, but from a different culture, and he didn't like it. So now he's back on the, like, only let the people from the culture tell you. Well, then I guess he's encouraging her to interview someone from that culture, which isn't a bad idea. It's just the way she goes about it that's bad. Okay, let's see.
don't talk in my name. Don't tell her that she's appropriating me or my culture. Like, or
See, now he's turning it around where she was asking a specific question, like if she could disrespect a certain culture and religion. And now, because he's not really giving her permission and he can't, he's now turned it back to like being on her side in a different way, where he's like, don't tell her she can't do things in my name or in my culture. Like, he's trying to be like, don't tell her you're offended on my behalf. You can't be offended on my behalf, which again, I'm going to argue that yes, people can be offended on Moses' behalf because she doesn't strictly talk about Moses. She says things like, Moses is Middle Eastern, he's like a toy. So therefore, Middle Eastern people have the complete right to be upset by comments like that, where they're being compared to toys because they are also Middle Eastern. So they can they definitely get to have an opinion on that. I don't know why Moses acts like just because it's him, nobody can comment on it.
Like, or anyone, like really, like look at yourself, look at your own, and if you're stepping out to think that you're helping or protecting another culture, you're probably not. You're actually doing the opposite.
Why is he scolding the audience and viewers and not the woman beside him who's actually appropriating culture and who's arguing with him on how she wants to do it so bad when he's telling her why she can't? Why is he sitting there and scolding the audience instead of her? He does this thing where he like acts like he's on her side by coming at the audience when he should just be telling her these things. The audience is not the problem. Viewers who are calling her out are not the problem. She's the problem.
That's all. That's how I see it.
He told me that I had a TikTok that went viral for the wrong reasons, for cultural appropriation, and he's like, no, they're leaving the hate comments because the TikTok, and he dead out of this. He's like, your TikTok was so good and so mesmerizing that they didn't know what else to leave for a comment, so they left a hate comment.
It is a great thing.
He is so stupid. I'm not even going to mince words here. He is so stupid. And she even knows that he's stupid. I take back any good thing I said about Moses because comments like this are ridiculous. The fact that she said it went viral because I was appropriating culture, and even she knows that. And then she says, but Moses sat there and said that people were only hateful because the TikTok was so good and mesmerizing. Like, Moses is a full on enabler. Like, full stop. He's an enabler. He only cares about getting that money, getting that bag. He doesn't care about anything else. I take back anything I said prior because comments like this, knowing that he says this to her when people are trying to actually tell her what's wrong, and she's got this guy in her ear telling her, no, you're not wrong, because he likes that the money's coming in, is gross. That's gross.
So it's a great video. The dancing, the singing, the music, everything about it. I love that video. And other people wrote it. They wrote, this video is hypnotizing. I can't take my eye off of it. I don't know why. And it's over 3 million views now.
He said it's so good. People like didn't know how to react to it. It was like, and my sister and I were looking at each other and we're just like, what?
Well, fact is,
See, even her and her sister were like, knowing that Trisha stepped out of line and that Moses is sitting there enabling her, and they're both like, wait, what? But it's weird that her and her sister also know that what she did was bad, but neither of them do anything to stop it. The reason why I get on Kelly about this a little bit, her sister, is because Kelly used to call her out, and then once frenemies became huge, Kelly became the ultimate yes man, which was so weird and shady. It's like when Trisha was kind of hated, Kelly would like call her out, and she wasn't like that supportive to back her up. But once frenemies went huge and Trisha went really popular, Kelly started coming out and being like, hi guys, I'm Trisha Paytas' sister. I've been here the whole time. Like, girl, you weren't doing that before. You only started doing that once your sister became popular. And then she started backing up everything Trisha did. So Kelly is fake. And Moses being sitting there being enabling and just being like, it was so mesmerizing. And these two girls being like, bro, what is he talking about? I hope that in that moment they were like, is he conning you? I think he's conning you. I think he's conning me. Because this is like the ultimate proof to me that he's a con man. Because why would, 3 million views, he said, right? Why would thousands of people tell her that it's wrong, and he's sitting there being like, no, they're the wrong ones. It's the majority that's the wrong. You didn't do anything wrong.
these other people said it too.
That's not why people liked it. They hated on it because they said I was
No.
appropriating Egyptians.
They don't even exist right now. The Egyptians of today,
Rude. There's a whole country of
the
Egypt.
Egyptians of today are not the Egyptians of the pyramids.
I thought she claimed on frenemies that she didn't know that Egypt was even a thing. If I find that, I'll include that here. I could have sworn she said that, but now she's like, rude, Egyptians exist. But also, yeah, look how far Moses is willing to go to defend her, that he's like, Egyptians don't even exist anymore. So, what? That would be his excuse to allow, that's not even true, first of all, but that just, that allows her to just do whatever she wants then? That doesn't make sense. This is what I mean by, I think I bought into him being like considerate and like fake nice. I think I bought into that because now that he's saying this so, like with his full chest, like his whole chest, I'm like, nah, this guy is not good news. He's bad news. I think what legitimately concerns me the most is the fact that even Trisha can recognize when she's wrong. Even though she defends it and argues against it, she still will be like, no, I think they were mad because of this. And she acknowledges how it's a real thing. Meanwhile, he's sitting there trying to tell her, no, don't listen to that criticism. Stay the same way that you are. Continue to make the money that you're making. So he doesn't want her to get better. He doesn't want to help her. He wants to keep her the exact same so that the exact same money keeps rolling in. Because nobody who genuinely loves someone or cares about someone would lead them to believe that things that they're doing that are bad are not bad. You can't just be a yes man if you truly love someone. You have to, even if you're going to defend them in public, you should behind the scenes be like, hey, this wasn't right. But he's not doing that. He's turning everyone else into the villains while he's turning her into the victim.
They're not the same. It's like saying that people here in America are the Mayans, or, these are cultures that
I mean, there
disappeared
probably
thousands of years ago.
There's some Mayans in America, I'm sure.
No, but I'm saying, but not everyone that's now, I don't know, Hispanic or like can talk in their name or be offended for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I feel like me liking Jewish people is like guys liking girls with big tits. It's just a preference.
You're saying we got big.
Okay, that's definitely edishy. For her to even compare her liking them to an actual thing is definitely edishy. That's why people say, hey, you're being inappropriate and you're edishizing people. And she's like, no, I'm not. But then she'll admit to doing it. And then she actually compares it to something actual. Like, it's pretty obvious what she's doing. Also, Moses is about to try to flirt or joke or whatever. I can already tell by this, like, cocky demeanor. I'm ready to cringe.
Yamakais?
That's definitely not true. Most Jewish men have average, below average. But you're a special one because you're from the homeland, and I've never been with someone from the homeland of the Jews.
Also, see, the way she's like talking about people is disgusting. Like, she's been like, oh, their private part is average or below average. Like, you've what, slept with maybe like 3 Jewish people in your entire life, and you're going to generalize like a whole entire group of people. She's just so weird that she does this, because she does it with every culture. She'll meet like one person from one culture, and then she'll act like an expert on that culture. It's beyond. It's beyond.
So you're special in that way. Mm-hmm. Seriously, American Jewish men have like really little penises and they're cheap.
No, we're in North Africa, so.
You guys, this is so damning. I wish I would have seen this to include it in all those clips I've showed of her talking badly about Jewish people. But look at her being like, American Jewish people have small private parts and they're extremely cheap. Like, what a disgusting thing to say about a group of people. Again, she's taking personal experiences which aren't even really true. Like, she dated Jason, who identifies as a Jewish man. Jason spent so much money on her. He spent so much money on her, you guys. We just did a video where he spent $10,000 to take her to Puerto Rico to see a show he didn't even want to see. He bought her $1,000 chicken wings because she wanted them. He spent thousands of dollars on clothes, on candy, on jewelry. Like, the fact that she's there being like, they're cheap, just because men in general won't just drop money on her at the drop of a dime. It's just disgusting for her to talk about people like this. It's so just, it's gross. It's gross.
Hey,
So you're part black.
But people don't know it. In Israel, there's like black Jews. But I'm not talking about like African. Like
African.
There's Sephardic Jews and Ashkenazi Jews. So there's people from Europe and people from North Africa. So I'm considered to be a black Jew, even though it doesn't mean that we're black. It means that we're dark. That's the lingo in Israel, right? So in Israel, there was discrimination, just like in America, between the white and black Jews.
Really?
And now there's still discrimination against, because there's actual black Jews from Ethiopia, and
I had no idea about any of this. This is actually really interesting to hear Moses talk about his experience in Israel and what it was like for him. I do find it really interesting that a lot of the times that he talks about it, it tends to be negative experiences. He has said some positive things like regarding his friends and relationships, but overall it always appears to be negative. I don't know if it's just him personally not really liking the country that he's from or appreciating the experience that he had there, Or maybe he's just trying to like share that like, oh, just like in America there's problems in Israel too. But he always does seem to like not sugarcoat anything and just will straight up tell her the bad parts of places.
There's still discrimination in Israel. So it's like, it's everywhere in the world. People are
Yeah.
dealing with the same issues all the time.
Eugene Levy is both Ashkenazi and
Sephardi.
Sephardi. Remember we looked it up? He's both. Because we're
Yeah.
like, he's double Jew.
No,
He's-
it means
I also find it interesting that he literally just sat there and told her like this whole story of how things are, and instead of like really acknowledging it, she just kind of like dismisses it and then starts talking about what she wants to talk about, which is a celebrity that she likes. It's again kind of like where he was talking and she talked over him. It's just those kind of things. I don't think she genuinely like respects or has interest in the things that Moses actually says. I think she'll take like one tiny piece of what he says and then run with that, but she doesn't listen to the entirety of his statements.
No?
it means that it's mixed. I mean, he's definitely, both his parents are Jews.
He's so hot. we were watching last night and his hair was like slicked back and cut short. And I was like, you'd look good like that. Like with your hair cut like slicked back like that in the 70s. We're kind of like John and Moira.
Trisha trying to turn her boyfriends and partners into the people that she watches strikes once again. She's trying to turn him into Eugene Levy now.
I wear wigs.
Yep, I can see that.
I love Creek. Oh my
Yeah, it's
God.
fun to watch.
We haven't rewatched it. This is like, we're still watching it. We're like in the third season, towards the end of the third season. It's so good. I like hate David. No, we like.
Alexis.
I hate watching too many episodes in a night because like I want to like savor it. Like I feel like when we watch 3
Oh no, now we're back on the show talk. This is the one thing that I find extremely boring between Moses and Trisha is when they start talking about shows, especially if it's like shows that like I personally haven't seen or like I'm sure a lot of people have seen this, but just in general, it's like I get it. Couples talk about shows, couples talk about things that they do, but just for like a podcast for everyone, I don't think people care that much to hear about what some random episode they watched contained.
I'm like, that's too many. We're gonna go through it too quickly.
But I think this show is like The Office.
You rewatch it.
Like, it'll be so easy to go back and rewatch it because it just goes by so
good.
fast. And
If you were any role, I mean, okay, like if I were any role, I'd want to be Moira, but I'm more of the mayor's wife. I'm more Jocelyn. Anyways, we love Drake. I would love to have.
David.
Yeah. Oh, did I tell you that? You remember when I was like, oh, he was on Grace Helbig's podcast, and they asked if he
Again, I don't know why they're talking about this show so much, you guys. The one thing that does make me curious about this show talk is that she says that she doesn't like to watch so many at once. But I would think that that would be her doing it and not him because she seems to kind of like dictate and control what they do. So I'm kind of surprised that she's like, oh, we're watching too many in one go. Because couldn't she just stop that then? Because I'm pretty sure she's the one who's deciding what to do. Unless Moses is there being like, put on another one. Like, I'm pretty sure she can just stop it if she wants to savor it.
they asked me if I wanted him on my podcast. Remember I said that? I went to go look back at Grace Helbig's podcast. I was like, oh, that's so weird. He did the show. And it's a different Dan Levy. It's like a different person named Dan Levy.
But I thought we saw his picture in the thumbnail.
No.
Oh, wow.
I thought so too. It was almost like the Mandela effect where I'm like, no, I swear
I saw
it was
his picture. I have a picture in my mind of them sitting on the table at the table.
No.
That's so weird. But yeah, if he's in LA.
Okay, now this is interesting to me. Like, so I'm talking about feeling like, oh, I think it was the Mandela effect. We both saw the same thing. I know it's like so small, and a lot of people think the Mandela effect thing is stupid, but I always find it so funny and like entertaining. So it's kind of funny that they're both like, we both saw that, but that ended up not being the truth. Because it always like trips me out, like what people can lead themselves to believe when it comes to the Mandela effect. But I don't know. Moses seems really certain. I know she's kind of like not too trustworthy in general, and I know he's not either, but he does seem a little bit more trustworthy than her. I don't know.
LA. Come.
Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry about that. I got a text message and I was like,
Work.
work. What do you think about that in general? Just like, okay.
Okay, so another jump cut. So that must have been something she didn't want to see, something pretty serious. He does say work, so it makes me wonder if it's like an OF thing. But I think she's about to jump into it, so let's see. Okay. So again, they were talking about Moses was joking like it was work, which makes me think that whoever texted her was probably potentially an OF collab. That's just my speculation, though. It looks like they're about to talk about it, so let's see if we can get any more revealing information.
In general, just like, okay, people do this because when I got I got a Bentley this week, which is very exciting. It's like a 2013 Bentley, which I ended up saying in the caption. Everyone's like, oh, you got a 2013? Yes, vintage. Anyways, I love it. It's a whole story. You'll see it in the car tour, but like the person that we bought it from, the place we bought it from, like, oh,
Okay, I guess not. Also, it always surprises me when she gets cars because I know that she like kind of likes cars, but she seems to strictly like pink cars. I almost feel like she only gets cars to impress people, and because Moses himself had a car on his wish list, I remember they talked about like his dream car, whatever. It makes me think that she got the Bentley for him more so than for herself. That would just be my guess. I could be completely wrong, but I'm just saying, like, based off what we used to see with in the Jason Nash series, when Trisha would buy cars just to impress, like David and his friends, it does make me wonder if she just bought this Bentley for Moses.
oh, can we take a picture for our social media? Like the lady was taking it for her, and she goes, I'll make sure you like all the photos. And so many people I know, let me look at the photos. There's so many girls I know that like make me, they're like, I have to touch it up before you post it. Like, do not post unless I touch it up. Like, what is with people's deals? Like, that's what you look like, bitch. Like, you know what I mean?
Wait, what? Is she saying that people were telling her not to post her photo with her Bentley before they touched it up? I mean, I get what she's saying. I guess she's trying to say, like, she doesn't think that things need to be that touched up because she just wants to post herself. The thing about Trisha is, I will say, she is who she is as far as like appearance goes. Like, she will just post herself looking like a mess or like her best. Doesn't matter, she'll post it. So I don't think she retouches too much, if at all. She might. I could be. I know she does angles. I know she like does angles. I don't know if she like touches photos up. But it does seem like she was kind of annoyed that people were like, wait, let me fix your picture before you post. And she's like, no, I just want to post like as is, which she always does.
I don't understand. Like, people are so, oh, why would you post that photo? Like, when people ask me, oh, approve the photos, I'm like, I don't give a post whatever you want. Like, I look like that. I look like that. Like, what's with people? You're kind of self-conscious about that.
Because
Ooh, that's interesting. So I do believe Trisha here. I do believe that she doesn't really care how she looks, and she is who she is in that physical regard. I don't think she cares too much about like retouching and all that stuff. She does do angles. She does try to look thinner, but I don't think she goes out of her way to like retouch whatever. I could be wrong. Correct me if I am. But it's funny that she calls Moses out as being someone who does care about that kind of thing. Because Moses is Mr. I'm not superficial. I don't care about looks. I don't care about any of that. But then meanwhile, he seems insecure about the pictures that he posts. And what's interesting about that too is that I remember Trisha said, oh yeah, Moses like never used to have photos of himself on his profile. He was always just like a faceless name. And Moses made it seem like he was that way because he just didn't care about looks. But the more that Trisha speaks about what he's like behind the scenes, the more I think that maybe it's because Moses is just extremely self-conscious about his image, and he just doesn't like to. He's very like hypercritical of how he looks, which would make sense of why when she was dragging him that one time for sending that girl that photo of him that he also posted on Insta and stuff, it would make sense that he just kept posting that one photo everywhere because it was like the one photo he thought he looked good in. But I do find it interesting that Trisha says that Moses cares a lot about how he looks and like he doesn't just like any picture up of himself.
Control their image out there. And basically the only way people see them is through those filters in social media. So people don't really know how they look. You know how when people in, this is the age of TV.
So I wonder then if he's like that too then. If he just wants to control his image and how he looks. Because I know he likes to pretend that he just looks like the mirror reflection of Jesus. But maybe he's so self-conscious and he doesn't really like the way he looks that much that he's super controlled about what he puts out there, which is why he doesn't like when she puts things out there. But she could also be conflating this and just saying that he's like that when really he just doesn't like her posting any and all pictures, which he has told her before. He likes to make sure he knows what she's posting, mainly so she's not posting anything inappropriate that like his family would freak out of her, which might be what they're talking about.
TV. Like they'll play in movies, sitcoms, whatever, And they always say it when they see somebody in person. They're like, "Are you okay? You look sick." You know what I mean? Like, because without makeup and light, they
Who
just
says you look sick in person?
when fans meet a character. You know, when
Okay, he's describing this a little awkwardly, but I know what he's talking about. You know, you guys, how they say the camera adds 10 pounds? This is true. People that you see on screen, when you actually see them in real life, they always look like 10, 20 pounds lighter, like for real. He's trying to explain that to her, that people don't look exactly how they look on screen, that they actually look different. That's why he's like, they kind of look sickly. They kind of look like, oh, is something wrong with them? He's trying to describe that, but he's going about it in a different way where he's talking about it being more like cameras, lights, makeup, but really it's also has to do with the weight factor, but he's not mentioning that. I think if he did, she would understand more.
fans meet somebody, an actor from a movie, from TV, that's the only time they see them. So they're timeless. They're with makeup and good light, but in real life they look very different. So
That's true.
I'm ugly on camera too. People know if I'm ugly out in person, they're like, "Oh, that's Trish."
but that's some people took it so far that most people don't know anymore what they actually look like. You know, they don't see the wrinkles and the spots under their eyes, whatever. Like they just don't age. So they don't want to age. They don't want to give away.
Even if it's a bad angle, like we met someone out that like watched my videos and stuff, or our videos or whatever, took a picture with us, and I approve my tags now because it's also just because there's so much spam. Like I get these big ass booties.
I like how she said my videos, and then she corrected it to be like our videos. No, Trisha, it is definitely your videos. I don't think that they'd be considered Moses' videos. But again, I will say to Trisha's credit, that some like rare thing I can give her credit for that she's like semi-truthful on is she does definitely just present herself as she is. She's not very like deceptive about it. She does do angles and stuff, like I said. She does try to appear thinner than she is, but for the most part, she just posts herself as is.
All day in my tag
OnlyFans
photos.
promotions.
Yeah, so it got annoying. So I had to approve now what gets seen, but I looked horrible. Like my hairline was like horrible. Like everything about these pictures were horrible. He was like literally the lowest angle you could get shooting up, and I looked terrible. But at the same time, I still approved it because I'm like, oh, that kid was so excited to. I think his name was Kenneth, or is that from 90 Day Fiance? Kevin? I don't know. Sorry.
Kevin sounds right.
Yeah, and he was.
Okay, I am kind of confused here though, because she just said that she's like, oh, they were posting like bad pictures, so now I feel like I have to approve them. But then she said, but in the same token, I'm just approving them anyways because the fans are so excited, or like people are so excited to post it. So is she approving them or is she not approving them? I feel like she doesn't care that much, in all honesty. I don't think Trisha has a lot of flaws. She has done a lot of bad things. She's not very honest. One thing I will say though is I don't think she cares that much about how she looks, because I think she genuinely is kind of like narcissistic and loves herself regardless of if she looks good, bad, which is why she will often post herself looking bad and still think she looks good. So I think she doesn't care as much as like for instance, when her and Ethan, the original beef was that she was allegedly photoshopping pictures or whatever. I don't think she was like photoshopping pictures. I think what happens is she'll post herself looking at her like quote unquote worst, and then she'll post pictures looking quote unquote her best. So she'll post both of them to show like both sides of her. And I think Ethan thought that she was actually trying to post only good looking pictures when she actually looked a different way. But that's never really been true for Trisha. Trisha has always posted herself both good and bad angles. She just like strives for the good angles.
He was so excited. Like he took like 20 photos, posted all of them. Like took one with me and Moses. Like it was like so cute. And I was like, oh, I can't not approve this. Like that's, I look horrible, but like he's so excited. So I don't know. For me, I'm like, that's just what you look like. You look ugly that day. You look ugly that day.
I will say this is like a rare good moment for her, if true. I kind of believe it is true, but you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But this would be a rare good moment for her, because I do believe that, especially her putting someone else's feelings into consideration over her own thoughts and feelings, to me shows that she does care to a degree about other people. Not as much as she should, because that's pretty obvious by the way that she inflicts harm on multiple communities and never is apologetic or cares. But it does seem that she has some sense of care for other people. Like I also saw this once in the Jason Nash series when she cared a lot about an older couple. It's very rare, but it does happen. So I do believe her here where she said she prioritized how the fan or guy felt over how she felt. I do believe that for this one moment. Plus, Trisha's like fan base and part of like her initial appeal is that she is just who she is and just posts whatever she wants. So it falls in line with her brand to just be whatever.
It's better to do that because then you don't like you're in touch with yourself.
Yeah.
It's not like suddenly after 5 years, 10 years, you release a photo without a filter and be like, what just happened? You just aged in one day.
People Photoshop very well these days, but I tell you what, I know like I can think of a handful of people right now that are just so into Photoshopping that every single picture they post is Photoshopped. Like it's insane to me. I'm like,
I don't know why Tiana Mojo's name is coming to my mind right now. I wonder if she's thinking of her too, because I know Trisha dragged Tiana for those things before.
it's just so, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like, who cares what you look like that much? Like, damn, like that's your face. Like, anyways, it just like annoys me. That's like my biggest pet peeve that like people, I'm concerned. I'm like in vain to a certain degree, but also it's like, whatever. I don't know.
She is very vain, but the kind of vain Trisha is that she thinks she looks good even when she looks quote unquote bad. So I think that's why she doesn't care, whereas other people are. Trisha is also deeply insecure, but she loves herself to a higher degree than I think most people do. So that's why if she looks bad or quote unquote bad, she still thinks she looks good. Whereas other people would be like, oh my God, I look too bad. I need to like fix this.
It's an art project.
Wait, what, me?
No, these people, like it's all their art project. You know, it's not them anymore.
my
It's somebody else.
God, I'm just like, it's just so frustrating.
What?
We took a great photo. Did you see that one that I showed? Did you see the one when I was in my Adam and Eve lingerie today? I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just from the top up, but we look good.
We have a lot of good photos.
You look. This is my favorite Moses.
One thing I will say too about Trisha is that she does kind of tend to go on like moral high grounds about these things. Like, yes, she is more in touch than most with just posting herself. But notice how she talks about it, where she'll like drag other people for not being that way. But then meanwhile, she's like harming communities and like being absolutely like a disaster among like humanity. And then meanwhile, like she doesn't care at all. So it's like other people could be going on their moral high ground and dragging her for it, but instead she goes on whatever like hill she can and be like, they're beneath me. They do things that I don't do, and I think it's just weird. But then like she's got this whole past behind her. That's just it. Kind of cracks me up about her that she cares more about calling people out for like something so small and trivial like looks as opposed to what she's actually doing to people.
I get so nervous saying it. Moses outfit. It's the black t-shirt with the long hair and Andrew put the jeans on.
For you.
Really? You can't even see them. They look so good. Like he has really long legs, and I think that's like your best quality. What's new in the world of water?
Oh my God, his best quality is his long legs. This reminds me of when she told Jason Nash that she would not be with him if he wasn't tall. She's like, Jason, I would not be with you if you were not taller than me. And now she's like basically saying the same thing to Moses. He's like, my best quality is my legs.
Best quality is my legs.
I mean, physical. Like my physical thing about Moses is like his butt and his legs, because his legs are so long, and then it goes into his butt, which is so perky because of all his watering plants and walking and.
It's mainly the walking.
I think it's the watering the plants, and now your arms have gotten bigger. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's the push-ups.
Do you want to, the last 20 minutes of this podcast, would you like to fill us in on the world of water? What is happening in Moses?
Oh my God, please don't. But also on the side note, I think it's kind of funny that she's like, yeah, his physical features, his legs and his butt. Like, what about his face? Can that get an honorable mention? I think if I were dating someone, I'd want them to be like, well, obviously your face, but also this. But she probably was just, talking about an additional appendage that she liked.
World. Oh, okay. Really? You never tell me anything.
That's so funny.
He was featured on a podcast this week, and he's like, yeah, but this is like a real podcast. I was like,
no, what I meant.
so rude.
You're so insecure about
After
everything
my
I say.
podcast got
Ooh. Okay, two things really quick. One, she hit him, which was obviously like a playful, like she barely like hit him, so I'm not going to call her out too much on that. But I will still say I find it odd that she still does like the playful slap when she's actually physically harmed him before. She used to, you guys, if you've been watching the Jason Nash series, I'm going to do a compilation one day of all the times she hit him. It's so aggressive and so often and so frequent and so loud. She would like close fist punch Jason all the time when she was like mad about things that he said. On a side note, did you hear what Moses just said? He said, you're so insecure about everything I say. Like he told her he went on a podcast and she took that as an offense against her because he's basically saying like it was more of a professional podcast than hers. But she knows that hers isn't professional. She knows she's just like, obviously it looks like a semi-professional setup, but she knows what he means. But like, oop, I guess that's going to go on the list of things that Moses did to offend her. Remember she had that whole list that she talks about before where she like wrote down all his offenses? That's definitely going on it. if it's not on there already.
Canceled. He's like, yeah, but this is like a real one.
No, what I meant is that it's only audio. Because she was saying, let's watch it. And I said, no, this is like a real, it's like saying
You said
it's
real
a radio show. You know what I mean? It's only audio. You can't watch it. You can only listen to it.
Okay, that makes complete sense to me. He's basically saying when he says real, most podcasts are like what they were originally known for was just the audio aspect, like a podcast, kind of like with the radio, like he just said, like it would just be audio. You didn't really like see physical footage of it. So when she said, let's watch it, he's like, no, it's like a real podcast, like just audio. What he should have just said was like, no, it's like an original podcast where it's just audio. But him saying real made her think that he was saying that her podcast was fake, which he was not saying. He was just saying like, oh, it's like an authentic. That's what he meant by real. Like it's an authentic type of podcast. But I'm sure she would have been offended if he said authentic too.
That's what I meant. Because that's what podcast used to be. So it wasn't throwing shade at you, as you say.
That was good.
So back to the world of water. So I've been making some new videos. I just finished the script today. And it's going to be about time. What is time?
Wow.
It's a big one. People always ask me.
She's definitely not going to watch that because she already said before that she finds this water stuff so boring, which kind of surprises me why she's asking him now to talk about it. I kind of think it's because she just wanted to keep the podcast running longer to show, to have him on it longer to prove that they had things to talk about and stuff like that. And she just wanted to spend more time with him and like, you know, give him a little bit of something to talk about that he likes. But I don't think you guys that Trisha genuinely likes hearing about water. I genuinely don't. I think if she did, the whole podcast would have been about it.
Me about that.
What is time? Give us a brief synopsis in 30 seconds so I don't have to watch your
In
20
30
minute video.
seconds, time doesn't.
Say what I said. She's like, give us a brief synopsis in 30 seconds. She doesn't want to watch the whole thing that she knows he's going to post like an hour up. She doesn't want that. She doesn't care enough. That's why she's like, well, I want to know, but I only want to know in a snippet of 30 seconds. Not even like, hey, tell us like 5 minutes or a minute. She's like literally like 30 seconds.
Doesn't exist. Time is just a measurement we use to measure movement in space.
I believe you believe that too because Moses is never in a rush for anything. I'm like, oh, I'm almost done. He's like, no rush. I'm like, oh, you're never in a rush for anything.
Yeah, because I'm always on time.
Well, I thought you just said time doesn't exist. You just disproved your own point.
I mean, he's kind of right though. He's saying that time doesn't exist as in like it's just a measurement of movement of like essentially like the universe, solar system, whatever. He's technically right. She just doesn't understand what he's talking about. She thinks he's like 2 o'clock doesn't exist. Like what he's trying to say kind of is that it's like time is like man-made. Obviously like time is passing or like he's saying like movement of now I sound like Moses, you guys. Now I'm Moses. But no, what he's essentially saying is it's just like movement of the universe and how it is time, but it's not. I'm gonna stop.
No, I'm always like you're in like the present time is the only time that exists. There's no past, there's no future.
Oh, that's from Rent. There is no future. There is no
You
past.
see, you know everything I talk about just from a musical.
What should we watch tonight? Rent or God's Not Dead? Because both of those sound really good.
I find it so funny that like she like couldn't follow along to his line of thinking until he said a specific quote that she recognized in a musical. Just like that makes complete sense because I heard it in a musical once, and then she like that gives it validity.
Probably Rent.
God's Not Dead is so good. The reason I like God's I think you would like it is it's about a teacher that did believe in Christ and then something traumatic happened to him. And there's Muslims in it.
Wait, really quick. 2 things I want to say. One, she asked him for his opinion on what he wanted to say. He chose Rent, and then she instantly argued back that she would rather watch the other one and then started building her case for it. Why even ask him anything then if you already know what you want to watch? Just say, hey, I think we should watch this today then. And then she tries to sell it to him by being like, oh, there's Muslims in it, and which is like was her new fascination at this time, which I find to be strange because, like I said, when she will date a specific person, like a specific ethnicity or religion or anything, she tends to like do this weird thing where she'll. I know Moses isn't Muslim. That's not my point. What I'm saying is she was obsessed with Muslims at this time and Jewish people. So she would do this thing where she would just like strictly like look for specific things like that to watch and engage with and become. Like she wanted to embody these things, which I think is the weird thing because it's one thing to show interest in your partner and your surroundings. It's another to try to shove it down your partner's throat or like start cosplaying as what your partner is or what you're interested in, I think that kind of crosses the line.
There's like preachers, there's like gay people, there's like a whole
We should probably watch
He's
it
a professor.
the night before a podcast so we can
discuss.
discuss.
You would love. My dad loves that movie. He watches it a lot. But Rent is really good. He's never seen Rent.
I also too find it interesting. I know this is like a really small and subtle comment, but she says you would really love it. My dad loves it. She is equating her father to Moses. I know it doesn't seem like it, but trust me, guys, she does this thing where she always thinks that Moses is gonna like exactly what her father likes because she likes to pretend that Moses is her father, and she tries to put her father's personality on her partners. She used to do the same thing with Jason. It was very odd. She would try to. She thought that whatever her father liked, she wanted her partners to like it too, or that they would like it because her father liked it. It's just a little bit of a strange thing that she does a lot.
I think I might have seen it on I saw a lot of musicals when I was in New York, so I might have seen it.
I love showing you things that you've never seen before. It's so fun to watch a movie with someone who's never seen those movies. Like the Adam Sandler movies, like rewatching those with you is so much fun. Because like I haven't seen them in so long, and then like knowing you haven't seen them, I'm like, oh, we haven't watched one in a while.
Yeah, I know. Last night I tried. No, but we had.
I mean, she's right. It is fun to show people new things and get to see their reactions for the first time. A lot of people talk that way about like when they have kids and they're like, oh, I love showing them this cartoon, whatever. And I think that's perfectly fine in a relationship. The thing that I don't find fine is that she doesn't really seem to embrace what he wants to show her as new, only what she wants to show him as new, which seems very one-sided. Like, for instance, he brought up Ponyo. Sorry, it's like really hard for me to pronounce. It's an anime about this little girl who is kind of like a mermaid fish thingy. It's an anime he was bringing up before that has to do with water, and she seemed to have like zero interest in it. He's like, oh, we should watch Ponyo, but when it comes to her stuff, she kind of just like dismissed it. But when it comes to her stuff, she instantly wants to watch it, and then he instantly watches it with her. I just find it a little bit one-sided, and I think that he should have more say or more be able to share his interests more in the relationship. It was kind of like her and Jason Nash, where they did everything that Trisha wanted to do, but luckily her and Jason shared the same interest in like comedy and actors and things like that, so they kind of meshed in that aspect. But again, they did do a lot of like watching Trisha's movies, Trisha's shows, Trisha's musicals, going to Trisha's places. They didn't really do too much of what Jason wanted to do.
That was a good movie to watch last night. So maybe.
Aladdin cartoon we could watch too.
I want to see that actually.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so funny you like cartoons, because I'm not really a cartoon person, but I do love Disney, like princess movies.
I do like. There's definitely ones. Well, the ones I used to watch more is Japanese ones, Miyazaki films, like the one at Ponyo and those. They're amazing.
What is Ponyo?
So basically, it's this fish that wants to become a person.
Okay, wait. So this might be her redemption arc. She might be interested in what he wants to see. We'll see if she agrees to watch it. But I will say really quick, you guys, that sorry, I rebound a little bit. I will say that when she like brings up what she wants to watch with him, it always has to do with either like Jewish, or a different ethnicity. Like now she wants to watch Aladdin, which is fine. Like I'm pretty sure Aladdin was big at this time. But I know she was only wanting to watch Aladdin because she was trying to say that Moses looked like Aladdin because Moses was darker and Moses was like not like quote unquote like the blonde hair, blue eyed white. And she was saying how Moses was so different, and that's why she keeps watching like different ethnicities and different cultures because she's like trying to push those on Moses. So yeah, it's fine to watch Aladdin, but I feel like her reason for like wanting to watch specific things just because she relates them to him is a little bit odd. It's kind of like I said before, where she tries to cosplay as these things, which is what I find weird. Like even in their engagement photos, she was cosplaying as Jasmine, and she had him cosplay as Jafar. Like these things are weird to me, especially since wasn't Jasmine like 16 or something? But also Jasmine was a different ethnicity, which is fine. Like if you want to, like obviously people have gone as like Jasmine for Halloween. They didn't do anything like darken their skin or anything, although it did look like Trisha like darkened her skin for it. But I'm saying she does these things where she like cosplays as the cultures and ethnicities and is just like a little bit weird about it. And the reason again that it's so sus to me is because, like I said before, she called him a toy. She said he was a toy because he's Middle Eastern. So that's why it's so sus. But let me find out if she's like interested in Ponyo at all.
Yeah.
It's so funny you like cartoons because I'm not really a cartoon person, but I do love Disney like princess movies.
I do like. There's definitely ones. Well, the ones I used to watch more is Japanese ones, Miyazaki films, like the one at Ponyo and those. They're amazing.
What is Ponyo?
So basically, it's this fish that wants to become a person. So this fish falls in love with this kid, and she ends up becoming a little girl, and it's so similar in some ways, but it's really one of the sweetest movies ever. But the way they describe the ocean there, it's beautiful.
She doesn't seem too interested in it. She's not like, oh, we should watch it. Like when she brought up Aladdin, he's like, yeah, we should watch it. But then when he brings up Ponyo, she's just like, it sounds kind of weird. Like he is describing it a little bit odd. It is a very sweet anime. It's a really good movie. I can see why he likes it. I don't think Trisha would like it. But it's what the thing that's interesting to me is it's almost kind of similar, not entirely, but it's almost kind of similar to the Little Mermaid, where Ariel wants to be a human. It's kind of like that, where Ponyo, I think Ponyo though. I don't remember. I'm not going to spoil the movie for you guys, but basically it's a similar vibe. He should have just said that. He should have just said like it's kind of like the Little Mermaid. There's like aspects of the Little Mermaid in it. Then she might have been more interested in it.
Well, like the ocean, like the waves, they have eyes. It's like the ocean is alive. You know.
The ocean have eyes.
Yeah.
What was that thing we were watching?
What was it? It was an animal. Which animal has eyes?
Oh, it was Moira. She's like, the crows have eyes, part
The
2.
crows, yeah.
She's like, have you seen the crows have eyes? That is so funny.
They mixed up the bird.
I'm sorry, you guys. I can't get over it that he brings up this like movie that he like kind of is in love with. Like he's like, it's such a good movie. It's really sweet. I really like it. And she just like does not care. She's not even like, oh, maybe we can watch it later, or like she doesn't even like throw it out as a possibility. She's just like moves on to the next subject. Like, oh, what's another thing we watch? Like she does not care about this side. But I think that like when you're in a relationship, I just think the least you can do for each other is like if you're gonna share interests, you should share interests like semi-equally. Even if it's like 60-40, I think there should be an attempt made to show interest in what your partner likes also. Like if Moses has a favorite movie, I think they should probably watch that favorite movie. I don't think it should just be a list of like 20 things Trisha wants to do. The only reason I bring this up, because I know it's not like the hugest deal in relationships and in general, the only reason I bring this up is because it shows that in every relationship that she enters, she is kind of like the main character and the main star, and they do everything that she wants to do. And it's kind of like that's why her partners feel like placeholders in relationships, because even though she kind of fakes like she's interested in their life, it's really more about how they fit in her life as opposed to how she fits in theirs.
Birds and the heels have eyes.
yeah.
Something like that.
I didn't even
But
notice it until she said it.
The crows have, and you didn't even hear what she said. Oh, you thought she said the heels.
Yeah, because she kept asking everyone, oh, have you seen the hills
Because
have eyes?
suddenly I was like, of course crows have eyes. Like it's not even. And then you realized what they were saying.
I know, I didn't get it because my had literally just heard the hills have eyes.
It was so funny.
Okay, so I will say, like, a semi-rare compliment for this relationship is that even though I truly believe that Moses is using her for money, he doesn't really like her. He was using her just, like, because these are things he said, by the way. Even though I believe that, I do find it kind of interesting that these two actually do seem to bond pretty well over shows and movies. Even though they're mainly just watching what she wants to do, or what her interests are, I do feel like he's genuinely interested in the things that she's showing him. And I feel like them laughing about it, them talking about it, them bonding over it, it feels genuine. I feel like he genuinely seems to appreciate what she likes, and he's having fun with it. And I will say that this is like a rare, seemingly genuine thing about the relationship where they do seem to get along over shows. It's small. It's something like, you would get along with a friend over, but it is something that I am going to acknowledge because it's obviously true. And I wonder if it's because they can't really bond over anything else but these things that are just like universally made for everyone. So it's easier to bond and get along and show interest in each other or in each other's thoughts when it comes to things that they've both watched. It's kind of like an easy bonding experience. Like, I don't know how many of you have like tried this or experienced this, but there's some relationships you enter where say you'll both watch something together and then you're talking about it and the other person just doesn't care or just doesn't have as much to say. I think Trisha and Moses, the fact that they can talk about something for like hours on end, like the same show or the same movie, even though I find it boring, like listening to them talk about something I like haven't watched or something, I do find it interesting that they can sit there and talk about it for hours. But like I said, it's kind of like if you were to go in a forum and talk with a stranger about the same thing that they were interested in. But yeah, I will say that they get along good in that aspect. That being said, we have to stop here because there's a bit left, but it's going to be way too long, and this video is already long, so it's going to be the last part of this specific video. Again, we haven't heard any big announcement really, other than the fact that he's her official boyfriend, which they didn't even make a big deal about to announce. They just kind of like said it casually, and they didn't really even talk about like getting a house together yet. They just kind of like hinted toward it, so there wasn't really a big announcement. But yeah, so far in this video, it just seems like we're seeing a lot of in my opinion, just her trying to get him to let her do the things that she wants, like appropriate culture, get permission for it. He's been enabling her a lot, as you've seen. I will say that they get along good when they talk about shows and movies. I don't think that she has a genuine interest in him and his interests. I will say, um, I still believe at this point, and even to this day, but we'll see as the series goes on, I still believe he was using her. I still believe this was all a con. I do think at some point he started to appreciate her company. Like I said, they're bonding over shows, movies. They do seem to like laugh together and stuff. But I don't think that it ever was what they're trying to present it to be, which is the fairy tale Trisha Paytas, Moses Hacmon ending. I don't believe that. Let me know what you guys think. Again, there's only one more part to this, so let me know if you guys want to see it. I'm sorry this took so long. I'm going to try to upload way more and way quicker and not leave you guys waiting so long. But yeah, let me know if you guys agree with what I'm seeing here. If you think that she was trying to get permission to continue to behave the way that she's behaving. If you think he's an enabler like I do, let me know. If you think that I misread anything, let me know. If you guys disagreed with anything I said or if you agreed with it. If you did disagree, would love to know. Would love to see your opinion on it. I've seen a lot of people sometimes who view the channel. I've seen them disagree with some points or even point out things that I missed. And I love when they do that. I love when you guys do that. I love when you point out things that I didn't see because I'm like, how did I miss that? It's so frustrating. And I love to know what you spotted that I couldn't. And I love when we guys do have disagreements with me sometimes too, because sometimes someone will say something that they disagreed with me on, and reading it from their perspective, I start like I understand it more, and I'm like, oh, I can totally see why you think that. And sometimes I even will change my opinion. I'll reply it and be like, "You're right," which I should do more often when I do see that. But yeah, so please leave your comments. I love to read them. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you agree with me. And let me know if you're going to stay tuned because there's more coming. A lot more.